and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little haul slash recap of an event that I recently went to for you. 2 days ago I went to Warped Tour in Bonner Springs, Kansas. Usually I try to do both the Missouri date and the Bonner Springs date, but this year that didn't work out. So the first part of the video I'm going to show you what I got. Okay, so I'm going to start with this bag. This was a free item that I got from this record label, obviously. Alright, another free item, this band. If you've never been to Warped Tour goes on through the very hottest parts of the summer, and these bands are the greatest. This band, it might not look like much, but it kept me considerably cooler during the day. Alright. Okay. Next, I picked up these two free samplers, one from Rise Records and one from Epitaph. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I absolutely adore samplers, not only because most of the time they're free, but they're a great way to discover artists that you may have never heard of before. Alright, this CD, Vanity Strikes, it was not a band that was actually performing at Warped Tour. It was one of those bands that likes to play in the parking lot while everybody is waiting, or follows Warped Tour around and tries to gain some fans through that. They did have a boombox or a speaker that they were playing some of their music on. And a lot of times I will not buy the music of the bands who are in the parking lot unless they've done this. There were quite a few bands that just, would come in and they would be like, hey, I have a band, will you buy my CD? I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to garner some fans, you're trying to make some money, trying to get your name out there. But for me, I like to hear the artist, and if they actually take the time to play me some of their music and say, hey, you might like this, if not, cool, and walk away. But if you do, would you mind, throwing out $5 for my CD? I'm totally okay with that, and that's what this band did. They're like hardcore, I think is what he said. Metalcore, maybe? Anyway. If you've never heard of them, check them out. I'm sure they have some kind of... Oh, they have a Facebook, an Instagram, a Twitter. It's right here on the back of their CD. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, now to the CDs that I actually bought. Well, I guess I bought this one. But to the CDs of the bigger name bands that I actually bought. From Ashes to New. And this is just their EP. I don't think that this one actually has a title. This is a band that I was supposed to see back a couple of months ago, but because work held me over, I missed them because they were an opening band for a larger act. So I did get the chance to see them at Warped Tour this year, and it was amazing. So I picked up their first little EP, and it is signed by the rapper. If you don't know, From Ashes to New is a metal band that raps. They're pretty cool. They also, when I picked up the CD, I didn't quite have enough to pick up both their EP and their full debut album. So their merch guy tossed me this little bag, which is their Downfall EP. It contains 4 of the songs off of their first full-length album, so yay! Definitely gonna have to listen to this. Alright, and then the third CD that I picked up, there were quite a few more than 3 CDs that I wanted to pick up, but unfortunately it was so hot and I was worried that if I picked these up early in the day, that something might happen, the heat might get to them carrying them around in my bag, because even my cell phone, which I was carrying around in my bag for most of the day so that it didn't die on me, was getting seriously hot to the point where it was shutting itself off. So I waited until later into the night to try to get stuff, and unfortunately most of the bands were already tearing down their merch since. So anyways. But I did get to pick up this guy. This is Good Charlotte's newest album. This was just released, I want to say like a month ago. Maybe not even a month ago. I also got to see these guys. And I've seen these guys live once before, and I was kind of iffy about seeing them in such a large capacity, because the first show that I saw them in was a rather small venue, and it was kind of cool because it was kind of personal. But one thing I do have to say, these guys haven't toured since like 2010, 2011, and I think that kind of helped. They wanted to come back stronger, and they were definitely better. Maybe it was also because the venue that I originally saw them in, their sound guy isn't necessarily the greatest. So these guys were definitely awesome. And they did say that they are going on tour here pretty soon, so definitely check them out. Okay. I did get a couple of stickers. The Vans sticker. This was also free. And then there was a all-natural, like, icy company walking around selling their ices, and they were handing out these stickers. We don't fruck with high fructose corn syrup. I say all-natural. Their biggest ploys were these didn't have any high fructose corn syrup, gluten-free, dairy-free. I think there was one other one. But anyway, basically, they wanted you to know that these were good for you. I also picked up a couple of free tickets to Hammerween with Hammerlord and Troglodyte. I have no idea who these guys are. I'm going to assume that they're both metal. They sound like metal band names. If anybody knows who these guys are and wants these tickets, you know, just leave a comment down there, because I have no idea who these guys are. And it is in Lawrence, Kansas, and I live in Missouri. So it would be a bit of a drive for me. It's possible that I might go see these guys, but leave a comment in the comment section if you'd prefer these tickets, or if you want these tickets preferred. Okay, now other than going to Warped Tour to see the actual bands perform, there was one main reason that I wanted to go to Warped Tour this year, and it was because the day before I left for Warped Tour, I received my record player, yay, in the mail, and I wanted to start my record collection. I do have one record. Currently it is AFI's picture disc. It has them on one side and their Red Rabbits on the other side. It's just a single, but it's still really cool. So I wanted to start my record collection. There were, I would say, probably about 5 bands there that had vinyl. Some of them I didn't know though, so I didn't pick them up because vinyl can be pretty expensive. And this was something that I was looking really more for bands that I knew. I was kind of disappointed in the fact that only one of the three, I called this year 90s throwback year because they brought out 3 big bands from the 90s. Good Charlotte, Sum 41, and Yellowcard, who I had all listened to back way back when I was in middle school and early high school. I guess that would have been early 2000s. But yeah. But I think 2 of those bands kind of got their start in the late 90s. The only one of those 3 artists that actually had a vinyl, though, was Yellowcard, and I did pick up that one. Guys, this vinyl is so pretty. It's gorgeous. This is Yellowcard's, I don't know if you can see it, Lift a Sail. I believe that this album came out in 2014, if I was reading right. Then I'm going to open it up for you. Okay, so inside, on one side, you have the lyrics for all of the songs. And then on the other side, just this really cool, like, watercolor looking, and then it has the band members. So exciting. This is legitimately so pretty. I'm a little excited. But unfortunately, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I like to refer to it as pastel marble, because that's kind of what it looks like. Oh, good. You can kind of see it. Okay, so it's printed on white vinyl with these really light pastel blue, pinks, and greens. You can see it a little bit better that way. That's side A. And then this is side B. So pretty. I was beyond excited. I was really afraid that I wasn't going to be able to get this one because they only had 2. And when I talked to the guy about it, I was like, I really want this, but I'm really afraid that if I pick it up and I carry it around in my bag when it's over 90 degrees outside all day, that it's gonna melt. Because a lot of the guys who did have vinyl on their tables, as like the show pieces, they had melted. And I was so afraid. But the guy was like, okay, well, just come back before 6, and maybe that means that he held one for me? I don't know, because when I came back at like 5:30, he had one. Oh, so excited. And this, I couldn't wait. I had to pop this sucker in as soon as I got back. It sounds so good. So good. It did also come with a digital download. They do have this for sale on their website. Pretty sure. Maybe they do. I know they have a couple on for sale on their website. So maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. Anyway, this guy. Oh. And guys, look at this cover. It's gorgeous. Okay. So my next one, these guys I knew were going to have vinyl for sale at Warped Tour because they let everybody know on their like Twitter or their Snapchat or something like that. I don't remember. And it is signed. So exciting. I did get to meet these guys, and guys, they are so adorable. They're this little like fashion rock band, and it's amazing. Look at these guys and their crazy outfits. They're amazing. This one, I went straight to the merch table and I was like, hey, I really want this vinyl. And I was like, I'm really afraid it's gonna melt. And she was like, oh no, I completely understand. I know how important vinyl is to people who collect them and yada yada yada. And she was like, I will always hold vinyl for the people who want it. And I was like, oh my god, you are amazing. Amazing. Okay, but anyway, I did get a chance to meet these guys, and I did get it signed, which is so exciting. Just gonna open it up for you in here. Do you see this? It's like crazy. And by crazy, I mean crazy awesome. And then on the inside, oh, okay. So most of the time when you buy vinyl, it comes in like an inner sleeve. And if you didn't notice, the inner sleeve on my yellow card vinyl is actually paper, like hard paper. And sometimes you get like little inserts that have like lyric sheets or whatever on them. And in this case, the lyrics are on the sleeve. So that was kind of weird, but kind of cool too. On this one, which is a double LP, which is awesome. Both of the records come in these heavy duty paper sleeves. Yeah, I think they're just regular paper, honestly. And then these guys just come on your standard black vinyl. But it's super shiny. It's probably just because it's me. Okay. And then oh, hey, I didn't even know this was in here. But apparently I also get a digital download of this one too. That's awesome. I didn't even know that was in there. This one, on the yellow card one, I waited until I got home to open it just because I didn't want it to get ruined. On this one, she opened it for me when they were about to sign it, just so they could sign the cover and not sign the like sleeve, the plastic sleeve that was wrapped around it. And there was no sticker. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even know if there was a sticker because she removed the sleeve for me while I was waiting in line. So this is a little nice surprise. Free download. Those are always cool because I love vinyl. I absolutely adore it. But you can't take it with you. So it's really cool when they include these digital downloads for you. And then on this side, it's got the record in it, and then also, can you get it out? It has this handwritten lyric sheet, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's freaking awesome. Because not only is it the lyrics, but it's like all these little doodles that the... Alright, and so I didn't pick up any t-shirts or anything. Because my main focus going into it was trying to I have a huge CD collection, and I like to buy CDs at shows instead of like buying them from offline or separate retailers, just because I know that the money that I'm paying for the CD with goes right back to the band. Most of the time it goes into like gas money or food money or them getting to the next venue, you know. So I really like to pick up music while I'm at the shows. So I didn't pick up any t-shirts, but that's fine. Okay, other than that, like I said, I did get to meet these guys. They're so adorable. And I just like to say one thing. I really love the fact that these guys, when you met them, the first thing they did was not just be like, hey, hi, yeah, let me see that, I'll sign it, goodbye. These guys all reached for a hug as soon as you stood up. Like, that for me is awesome. Like, they're so into meeting their fans, and they're so into making sure that you feel comfortable. It's just amazing because you don't always get that. Sometimes, especially on these long hauls, Warped Tour, a lot of these bands are just like, hey, let me sign that. Okay, go away. Half the time you don't even get to take pictures with the band, which is a little sad. But these guys signed it, made sure I got hugs, and also I took a picture with them. So awesome. I love these guys. I will always love these guys from now on. I also did get to see them, their set, and they had maybe like a crowd of 10 people. At Warped Tour, that is a ridiculously small crowd. But they played their hearts out. It was fantastic. A lot of bands, you know, might not play to the top of their abilities for a show that small, but they just played their little hearts out, and it was over 90 degrees outside, and they were last at night, and they just fell in love. I just, I can't. Let's see. I also caught 303's live set. Amazing, like always. I've seen them once before too. But I really wanted to see them play Mad at You, which they did, and it was glorious, and I think I was the only one in that crowd who knew the lyrics to it, but hey, I guess that makes me cooler. Who else did I see? Oh, I caught this band called Cold Rain. They're a band from Japan. They're a Japanese band. A band from Japan. And not only are they super freaking adorable, but they were awesome. I say awesome a lot. I feel like I should have legitimate reasons as to why these guys were so awesome. But, I don't know. I think I like them a lot because for the same reasons that I like Palais Royal. They played to a super small crowd because they're from Japan. Let's be honest, not people in Missouri have probably ever heard of them. If anybody who was actually there. Because a lot of people like to stick around the stages that the main acts are playing at in between the acts just so that they're right up there when the big guys come on. So I caught them. I wasn't really going for them. I just happened to be strolling through on the way to another stage while I was waiting for somebody else to play, and I decided to just sing. And I'm glad I did. Oh, I also caught Ghost Town. They were pretty good too. Once again, the lead singer is all right. Other than that, if you've never been to Warped Tour and you are planning to go in the next couple of years, a couple things to keep in mind. It is in the hottest portion of summer, so you're allowed to take in a sealed water bottle. Take one with you. Do that. Definitely do that. Also, sunscreen. Definitely take sunscreen. I did take sunscreen, SPF 70, and even though I was spraying it on myself, I would say every 2 hours, I did get sun poisoning, unfortunately. So if I look a little red or a little pink, that would be the sun poisoning. Also, throughout the venue, they have Warped Tour brings their own water station, and then I think the venue itself had one of those huge, big jugs of water. So make sure that you keep your bottle. They do have reusable water bottles that they sell every year that has like the Warped Tour logo or their art that they're theme that they're going for that summer. So you can pick up one if you do happen to throw yours away, but I just suggest keeping your water bottle throughout the day because you're gonna need it. Also, another tip, download the app and pick up AP's Warped Tour Edition. 2 reasons for this. 1, you get to see the bands that are playing as soon as they're announced. And 2, it gives you a space to write down a schedule or to make up your own schedule. You pick your tour date, and then you pick the band, and then you pick their set time and how long their set time is, and the stage they're playing on. Because if you did not know, Warped Tour has 6 stages. That's a lot. There are also 50 bands playing. Unfortunately, that usually means that you're not going to catch all the bands you wanted to catch. I had to skip Motionless in White. But I have seen them 3 or 4 times before, so I was okay with doing that because I skipped them to see a band that I have not seen before. Other than that, this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off and say thanks for watching. Thanks for spending 26 minutes of your life on this little video / haul. And see you next time. Bye!